Hello, I am Dan from ACE Rentals and Sales, and today we're going to be taking a look at our brand new 2024 Thor Twist Model 2LB. Just like always, I'll be showing you everything you need to know about the outside and the inside, so you'll be all set and prepared when you decide to rent from us. So this Class B is going to be 21 feet in length, and although it is less than 12.5 feet, we like to keep that number in mind, especially for our new customers. So keep the number 12.5 in mind when you're going through parking garages, drive-thrus. Most tunnels should be fine, however. Next to the driver's side here, we have our fuel inlet. This is going to take regular 87 gas, so no premium or diesel, and it will be 24 gallons in size. Further along down this side, we have two connections here. We have our TV cable inlet. So we'll give you a TV cable if you have cable connection at your campsite. You can just plug it in here, stick the other end in your post, and then you will have all your channels. Unlike all of our other units, this one actually does not have a TV antenna, so you'll have to rely on either HDMI connection or this TV cable. Next to that, we have our power cord connector. So this is a 30 amp RV, so make sure that your campsite has 30 amps or wherever else you are going to be parking and camping. Once you're plugged in, all the major electrical appliances inside will be working. That'll be your AC unit, it'll be your TV, your microwave, as well as all of the outlets behind the front cab here. Below that here we have our propane tank. So if you do need to fill it up, you can go to any truck station or campsite, they will fill it up for you. But you can just switch it on and off here. You can leave it on since your fridge actually runs on it when you're not plugged in at a campsite. So in terms of what runs on the propane, it'll be your fridge when you're not plugged in. It'll also be a little bit of your water heater, your furnace, and your stove as well. Next up, we have our sewer hose compartment. So this RV will have a special size for the sewer hose. I will show you how to dump out the waste tanks in the dumping station in the back here. Here is our dumping station in the back of the driver's side. So what you want to do is take your sewer hose right here, clip it on to the mouth right here. Make sure it clips on like this. All right, and then over here we have two color-coded valves. We have our black valve for the black tank, that'll be your toilet water, and then we have our gray valve for the gray tank, that's our sink and shower water. So right now they are closed. All you want to do is just pull each of them open. We recommend the black one first, and then the gray one to kind of flush it out. But there are gauges inside for each of the tanks, so if it says empty inside, you can just push it back in to close it. So it's as simple as that. Just clip it on, open it up. Once it's empty, just push them to close. Next to the sewer hose compartment, we have our water system. So each of these will be using the same water hose, which we'll give you, but they will serve two different purposes. So below here we have our freshwater fill. This will be to fill up your water tank. So right now it's full for you. Let's say you're driving, you're on the road, or you're parked at a place where you don't have any sort of connection. You're going to be taking your water off of your tank, and this will be how you fill it up. That's opposed to the city water over here. This will be when you're at a place where you have city fixtures, like a campsite. You want to take their water from their pump instead of from your own tank. So you're going to take the same hose, but clip it on here. This will bypass your tank and go straight into your pipes. We have our exhaust for the hot furnace, so expect it to be hot, of course, and don't put your hand here. And next to that, we have our flush valve. So don't worry about this. This just helps us sanitize the tanks for the next customer. Now onto the back, it opens up here. And we have a little bit of storage where we've placed most of our hoses and cords. I'll start off with this big black cord over here. This is our power connector. Once again, this is for 30 amps. You can tell because it has these, it's 3-pronged here as opposed to 50 amp, which will be 4-pronged. So make sure that your campsite has this. Once again, once you're plugged in, everything inside will be working. You don't have to worry about your generator. And then next up here, we have a little bag here. We have a bunch of different things. We have our spray hose. This is sort of like an outside shower. You can just hook it on right over here. This will be running off of your water pump, which you can switch on and off over here. This is just for like sand or dirt before you head inside. You don't want to get it dirty. Along with that, we have our small black wire. This is your TV cable I talked about. We also have our white hose here. This is our fresh and city water hose for those two outlets. And then we also have a 30 amp to 15 amp adapter you can put onto the end of your power cord. So in case you have like a regular standard wall outlet instead of 30 amp wherever you are, you can use this instead. However, of course, do not expect it to be as powerful, so you cannot turn on your AC, for example, if you're plugged into only 15 amp. We also have a porch light switch over here. This is a cigarette lighter and a regular wall outlet here. You just want to make sure that you are plugged in with this power cord here, or your generator is on for these to work. And onto the passenger side, the only thing we have to worry about here are just some more wall outlets. So again, make sure you're plugged into your shore power or the generator is running for these to work. So that actually concludes the outside already, so we can head inside here. You're just gonna open this up and slide it all the way back. You'll also notice that we have a fly screen here. You can just zip it up alongside the sides here. I have a few things to point out for you right at the entrance. We have our fire extinguisher here, of course, for safety purposes. The inside will also be equipped with a smoke detector and a carbon monoxide and propane detector. This little dial here is actually for the house battery, which is underneath the chassis. It's going to be for very minor electrical things like the lights. So you can just leave it on. It won't run out of battery unless you are like parked outside somewhere without any power for a few days. But it'll be charged when you are either plugged into your campsite, when the generator is running, or when your engine is running. To my left here, we have a little table that can come out for the outside, just like that. And then on the inside, we have the equivalent. You just open this up here, and this will come out. So you can just swivel the passenger side around here when you're parked, and you'll have a little table. You can watch TV. Now we're finally onto the inside here. We have the most important part of the inside, our control panel. This will tell you pretty much everything you need to know about the inside and the outside of your RV. So it's sort of like a little tablet here. We have our different tabs here. I'll go down each of these. So right now we're on the home page. It gives you like a small overview of everything that's going on here. So we have the levels of the tanks, the status of the lights, temperature, all that kind of stuff. Below that we have our teardrop icon. That's actually our water system. So we have the levels of our 3 water tanks, our fresh water, which is going to be for your sink, your shower, all that kind of stuff. Gray and black, I explained outside, for your waste tanks. Above that, we have our water pump. So when I switch this on, this will run on our house battery, just a little bit of electricity. This will help you draw water from your tanks. So if you are plugged in at a campsite, you're plugged into city fixtures, you actually want to have this off. So you'll only want to use this when you want to take it from your own tank. Right to that, we have our tank heaters. If you're traveling to a place where it's below freezing, you can just tap this on. It'll use a little bit of the propane and electricity to heat up your tanks. Below that, I'll skip the temperature for now, we have our light system. So you can just press any of these and it will turn on the lights in various parts of the RV. We'll go over to our lightning bolt icon over here. This will give you the levels of your coach battery, which is like your regular car battery, and then the chassis battery, which is your house battery I was talking about. Also, the propane tank, the level of that will come up here. Above that, we can start our generator. So we have our status, it's stopped right now. The hour meter will tell you the total number of hours the generator has been running ever since it was manufactured. So right now it says 3.3 hours. So you can keep track of your hours this way. We recommend you have the generator on for no more than 3 hours at a time, and then have it off for about 2 to 3 hours, just to prevent it from overheating. If you want to turn it on, you can just hold down start here. You can take a look at the status here. It changed to starting, and then soon you'll hear the generator turn on. So now the generator's on, it says running on the status. Once you hear the microwave beep, that means everything inside is working. Below that, we have our fan icon. This just turns on our ceiling fans, the exhaust fans for the kitchen and the bathroom. Also, with the generator on, I can show you how to use their TV. So all you want to do is just, once it's on, you're going to press this settings icon right here. You're going to go over to inputs, and then you can adjust your input, HDMI or your cable if it's connected. Once again, this one does not come equipped with an antenna. To turn off the generator, all you want to do is just hold down the stop button. Also by the entrance, we have our water heater. So all you want to do is just press this button. This display will light up. You can see that this is flashing. I'm going to turn this one time clockwise. So now this temperature, this thermometer icon is lighting up. I'll press the button. Right now it says the water heater is off. I'm going to turn the dial twice to where it says hot. I'm going to press it one more time, and now it'll say hot with the thermometer right here. That means that it'll take up to 15 minutes to heat up your water via the propane. So you want to keep this on only when you want hot water, otherwise it'll be draining your propane. To turn it back off, I'm just going to press it again. Go over to your thermostat just like before, turn it counterclockwise, back to off, press it one more time, and now it is off. Here we are in the back. This is what we call the wet bath. So it connects to the outside, of course. We have some storage here. You can hang your clothes with this pole here. We have some drawers down here. The toilet paper for RVs is RV specific, so this is actually a special dissolvable toilet paper. So you want to make sure that you go to the camping section at Walmart. Campsites will also sell this. It's RV Marine toilet paper. To flush the toilet, you have a little pedal down here. You're just going to press that with your foot, and then it will flush it down. Just make sure that you have your water pump on, or you're plugged into your city fixtures at your campsite. Up here we have our shower faucet, of course. We have our light and our fan, our exhaust fan for the back here. We have a sink that can come out like this. And we have a mirror cabinet over here. We've placed a few bottles of solution here. This is just in case the smell comes up from the black tank from the toilet. You can just pour a bit of that down there and it'll help freshen it up. Now in front of the bathroom we have two separate sofas / beds here. These can converge into one big bed, and we also have some storage here for a table. So there's storage only on this passenger side bed. You can just lift it up here, and then we have our poles and our tabletop. I'll just show you how to set that up right now. All you have to do is stick the pole in the ground here, put the tabletop on top, and then this is our table. To make this one big bed, we have these little bars that will come out. So we have one here and then one over here. You have little ledges right underneath here. You can just put it right on top of that, like that. This will come with two cushions that are actually have a hard bottom. So you just put these on top of the bars, just like so. And with all of these together, this is our bed. Along the bottom here, we have a few things. We have access to electrical here in case anything happens. We have one of our detectors down here, our propane and carbon monoxide. And then over here we have our fuse box and circuit breaker box. We'll give you some extra fuses just in case anything happens. I'll show you where that is. And to the right here we have our combined fuse box and circuit breaker box. So and just in case anything happens, we'll give you some extra fuses for your journey. We also have a lot of overhead storage here. This is going to be our primary storage for this vehicle. As far as the windows go, you can just squeeze this and pull it out. We have our shades right here, just like that. And then we have some blackout shades, so just Velcro, you can just bring that down. Over here on the driver's side, we have our kitchen area. So we have our standard sink here with a little cover if you want some extra counter space. We also have our stove right here with two burners. This will be running on your propane. All you want to do is just take one of these knobs for each of the burners. I'll set this one over here to light, and you're going to press the spark right here, and it will spark your stove. Once you're done with the stove, you want to wait a few minutes before you put the top back on, otherwise it is liable to break based on the heat. Back here, all you want to do is just push this. You have a little charging station, just like that. So you have your wall, you have your USB and USB-C. To bring it back down, you're going to press this red button right here. Below that, we have our fridge. So as I said before, when you're not plugged in at a campsite, your fridge will be running off of your propane. But as soon as you do plug in, it will automatically switch over to electricity. So no matter what, your fridge will stay on and your food will be kept cool. Next to that, we have our microwave. It's just a standard house microwave with your turntable in here. There is one thing to note, however. You should not run your AC and your microwave at the same time when you're on the generator. That's a little bit too powerful for the generator. It'll cause it to trip, and then you'd have to go under there and then flip the breaker. So just remember, when you're running the generator, do not use the AC and the microwave at the same time. You can do that if you are plugged in at your campsite with your 30 amp power cord. We also have some drawers over here and along the bottom here for a potential pet. In terms of the skylight over here, the fan will again be operated with the control panel. This is our kitchen fan, but you can just pull this lever and bring it forward just like that to open and close the skylight itself. During your rental, we'll also give you this envelope here. It was hanging on the passenger seat, but we have a few different papers here. So we have an online guide, sort of like a guide / FAQ. You can just scan this here. It'll pretty much answer every question you have. We also have our registration here. Of course, we have those extra fuses for the fuse box I was talking about before. During your rental, you'll also have 24/7 roadside assistance via CoachNet. This is a separate number from our rental number, so in case you have any questions that the guide or FAQ couldn't answer for you, you can always give this number a call. During your rental, you'll have a specific rental code, so when you do call your roadside assistance number, you'll provide them your code for your rental, so they'll know what make and model you have so they can assist you better. So here we are in the front cab. All you want to do is just put your foot on the brake. This is a keyless RV, so I'm just going to hold down start engine button right here. Most of these system settings up here are very similar to a regular car or truck, so for the AC and all that. On our display here, we can connect our phone with Bluetooth. We also have, if you press here, the bottom with all our apps, we have a backup camera. So I can just press that. You can see that the back is open here. So you can keep that on when you're driving. Otherwise, when you put the RV in reverse, it'll automatically pop up for you. Over here, we have our parking brake. All you want to do is just pull on this to engage it, and then push on it, just like this, to release it. And that'll be all for our 2024 Thor Twist Model 2 LB. I'm Dan from Ace Rentals and Sales, and have a great trip.